All right, guys. I hope you're excited today. Welcome to my YouTube channel. And in this video, quickly, I'll be showing you how to enter your first trade using the ROYALQ robots. And this trade will be using just $200 to enter a trade. So this is my advice. Watch the video very closely and follow every step. If you have to write down some stuff, pen down some stuff, please do, because the formulas are very basic and you will be needing it to scale. That is, when you want to start doing bigger trades, you should use the same fundamental formulas to do that, okay? So without taking much of your time, this is what you need to do first. First thing is, since we want to trade with $200, you must make sure you have $200 available in your Binance account. All right? What do I mean? If you want to make a trade of, let's say, a total trade of, let's say, $10,000 USDT, you want the robot to trade for you a total trade of $10,000, then you need to ensure you have $10,000 in your USDT account. So for this particular training, I'll be launching a new trade live. I'll be launching a coin live, and that coin I want to trade with $200. So this is what I will do. I'll go to my Binance, I'll go to my wallet, and I just want to show you something quickly. I'll click here, spot. Sorry, my network is kind of bad. So you can see under my USDT, all right, I have $326. Oh my God. All right, so you just check your USDT. You can see I have $326. So actually, for my first testing, I have initially funded $200. So I used it to test a particular coin. And just for the purpose of this training, I added another $200. So you can see I'm having $326. That's because the robot has started trading on the first $200 I credited. So this, for the purpose of this training, I have added $200 to my USDT. So the my point is, ensure you have the money you want to use to trade in USDT. If you're having $10,000 in USDT and all you want to trade with is $1,000, please kindly take out $9,000 from your USDT address. You can put it inside your BUSD, or you can transfer it into your P2P. All right? So you don't have to leave all your funds in USDT. Just leave only the trading fund in your USDT. And what happens when you leave all your fund in USDT? Nothing will happen, as the robot would only trade with the instruction you've given to it. So, but I prefer to leave only my trading balance inside my USDT so I can easily track my profits. All right? So this is all you need to do under your Binance account. Okay? The next place you'll be going to is your robot app. So quickly launch your ROYALQ app. When you have done that, you can see this place where they wrote quantitative. Okay, you want to click on it. All right, and then you want to search for the coin. Today's coin will be trading on. I would like us to trade on BCH. Okay, so what are the reasons for selecting BCH? I have initially done a quick technical analysis. But for the purpose of this video, let me quickly show you how I was able to select this coin and why I want to trade with this coin, okay? So the first thing you want to do is to go back to your Binance, and then, you search for BCH. Let's do some quick analysis on BCH. You search for BCH. All right, BCH USDT. Always ensure it's USDT you're trading on, okay? USDT. All right, so under this place, ensure your indicators are set to this Bollinger Band here, this BOLL. Okay, ensure you set it to BOL and ensure the RSI is checked. All right, BOLL and RSI. Please, 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 very, very, very important. Okay, now, like I've explained earlier, you're going to see these three lines. This one, and this one. Take note of them. When the last candlestick, when this last candlestick is closer or is already touching the Bollinger Band, then it means there is a dump on that coin. It means people have sold the coin. Okay? It means people are selling. So you also check the corresponding RSI. Okay? You check the corresponding RSI. Like I gave a range in the live class. I told you the RSI from 0 to 43 means sell. People are selling the coin. So for you that want to enter the market, is the right time for you to enter the market from 0 to 43. Okay? But from 44 to 100, it means people are already selling. People are already buying. People have bought the coin. It has pumped. It means the coin has pumped. Okay? So at this point, I don't advise you to enter that particular trade. I don't advise you to trade on that coin, except you just want to take risks. In general, this is not 100% guaranteed. It's just a simple technical analysis you can do to stay on the safer side. The general rule for crypto is always buy low, always buy the dip and sell pump. So we are just working on that principle. So you don't, your coin shouldn't be at this position. For example, let's say the last pump of this coin now, let's say this last candle is touching here. It's touching this last band. And then the RSI is showing 90. And then you just see this coin. Because you like the coin, you go and click on buy. It's very dangerous because you don't know what happens if this market is going to crash further. Okay? Now, I'm not saying that if you buy from this point, the market cannot crash further. Nobody can predict the market. It's market changes because of the kind of news you see. Okay, because of the kind of news that is released, it affects the market a lot. But by default, if you buy low, you are safe. So I'm not saying if you buy a coin at this point, it cannot drop further. Now, you buying a coin that is low, and it dropped by, let's say, 2%. Okay, and you buying a coin that has pumped to this point, and then it dropped down and reached this same 2% here. That means you at this top, you must have lost like 98%, while the person that bought at this point is losing just 2%. So which is better? You will notice that it's more safer to buy low. Okay? So that being said, please remember the general rule. Okay? If you want to buy a coin, you check the last candle, see if it is touching this Bollinger Band. If it's touching it, it's a very good time to buy because it's low. Assuming we made this purchase when this coin was here, it is a very good buy for us. But no, we didn't enter at that point, but it doesn't mean you can't enter the market. This is also a very good time to buy. You can see where it's touching, and you can also see the RSI value. The RSI value is currently at 28, which is a very, 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 very good value. It's a good time to enter this market. Even if it drops, no problem. The robot will mitigate the droppings for you. Okay, so with this analysis we have done, we are going to be using BCH as the example for this training. You can use any coin you want, provided you have done your analysis. While doing your analysis, ensure your time is on 4 hours. Okay, of course, occasionally you can just select, let's say you could just select sorry, I'm trying to go off this. Yeah, you could just select, let's say 12 hours. So you can see different price ranges. You can see different all-time highs. Okay, you can select 1 day, so you have idea of the price, how this coin has been behaving over the past days and all that. But for a fast analysis, just go to 4 hours. Okay, and then you check the positions of the Bollinger curve. So for the purpose of this training, let's just deal on BCH. So immediately after your analysis and you are okay and you've seen a coin you want to trade on, you just quickly jump to the robot. So while you're in the robot, there is something I would like to show you. Click on home, click on mine, click on mine. You're going to see a button here called professional edition. By default is off. What this means is there are some coin now that is switched off. Let me go to quantitative. You will notice that some coin are not available. Let me type in SHIB. Say you want to trade on SHIB now. You type in SHIB. You see, SHIB is not going to come up for you under your Binance and in your ROYALQ, because SHIB is like a shit coin for now. Okay, I'm sorry to say that. Okay, and it's not available on this particular platform because you did not activate professional. So this activating professional, you're telling the robot that you understand the risks of trading such a coin. So by the time you turn it on, okay, and you go back to your quantitative, then you should be able to see SHIB when you search for SHIB. SHIB is out. I just use this as an example. And you can also see several other shit coins. You can see several other shit coins. You can see all these ones. You can see all these ones. All right. So they might not be shit coin, but they are just available under the professional mode. Okay. So time to trade at BCH. You click on quantitative, and then under here you search for BCH. Okay, this is it. You click on it. Please just follow the steps and you can do yours. Okay, so under the BCH, the first thing you want to do is to click on what? Trade settings. Okay, click on trade settings. Under trade settings, the first settings you see will be what? First buy-in amount. This first buy-in amount, it's a parameter for the robot. This is where you tell the robot the amount you want to use to enter a trade for the first time. Remember, we have just $200, right? Remember, we have just $200, isn't it? So how much do you want to buy? How much of the BCH do you want to trade with? Okay, so for this example, we are going to be using 30. We are going to be entering BCH market with 30. All right, so under here, I'm quickly going to type in 30. This is going to be our first time buy. Okay, now you might want to ask a question. Why are we not using 100, or why are we not using 150? Now the reason is because you need to program the robot in such a way that it should be able to buy dips. In a situation whereby you have dips, your robot should be able to help you automatically purchase the dips, so that when it pumps, okay, it can give you profits. So this means the robot is actually doing what they call DCA. This helps to manage your price, your actual purchase price. All right. So that's the reason why you actually cannot, just enter. You have only 200 and you enter a trade with a whole 200. This is a bad practice, because if this is all the money you have and you enter this particular trade with 200, it means when there is a dip, you start to regret. And it goes down, you start saying, oh, I wish I bought at this point. So that's why it's safe not to enter a trade with all your capital. You enter with some amount first. You can enter with 30. When it dips paraventurally, you can buy again with 20. When it dips again, you can buy again with 24, like that. And in a situation whereby you say, okay, what if I buy only 30 and the market now pump and goes up and the rest money is just in my account wasting? What do I do? You don't need to worry. That's why you have the robot. If you give the robot $30 to trade it and the market starts pumping, what the robot is going to do for you is that while it's pumping and the graph, obviously the candlesticks will be going up, will be going down, it will be going up, it will be going down. So at every time it goes up, the robot will sell. At every time it goes down by 0.1%, the robot will buy. It will go up, it will sell, it will go. So even with just your $30, the robot can scalp a profit of 1.3% for you up to 20 times, even in 10 minutes. So by the time you do 1.3 times 20, you can see the total amount of profit you are making with just $30. It might be small. Yes, that's because our capital is also small, but it means a lot. And you still have $170 safe in your account. You remember the bird at hand is the very bird, right? There is nothing in the bush. So it's better you give the robot your part of your capital to trade for you than to give it everything and then you don't even have money to buy the dip. Okay, so having said that, our first buy-in capital is going to be $30. Okay, now this option here, open position double, you just leave it unchecked. All right, the next thing you want to do is the margin call limit. Let me quickly explain what the margin call limit is. All right, this margin call limit means the total number of dips you want the robot to buy. This is the parameter that informs how much dip you would instruct the robot to buy further. Now, I would advise you to always use 7. It's better the robot breaks your money into 7 times in an eventuality of dips in the market. Let your robot be able to purchase dips 7 times. Okay? Now, if you want to use 6, fine, you are free, but it's better you use 7. Okay? You can use 4, you can use 3, you can use whatever, you can use 6. Just how many dip do you want to buy? So for this example, we are using 7. Okay? So you just key in 7 here. Then this is whole position take profit ratio. All right? 1.3. What this parameter simply mean is for every pump in price, you are telling the robot to give you a profit of what? 1.3%. If you set this value, say you set this value to 8%, it means you are telling the robot, enter a trade, but don't sell until you give me profit of 8%. Now, this is not scalping, because how long would you wait until the coin will make 8%? The idea is to scalp even 1%, so that as the coin or the graph is going up and going down, the robot will be fast in space of seconds. The robot will just be scalping for you up and down, taking out that 1% profit, taking out the 1% profit for you up and down. Okay, do you understand? All right, so that's why I personally chose 1.3%. I want the robot to scalp for me 1.3% every time there is an increase of 1.3%. I want you to take profit and enter the market again. Okay, now this parameter here, whole position take profit callback. Okay, you are telling the robot that in a situation whereby this coin has started pumping, okay, and it pumps up to, let's say, 1.2. You know, you have instructed the robot to take profit. You instructed the robot to take profit at 1.3, right? But this coin actually pumped to 1.2. Now, what this whole position take profit callback means is you are telling the coin that, okay, if this coin has pumped from 1.2, eventually starts going down. If it goes down up to 0.3, sell. It is better for you to sell than to lose all the profits, than for you to go back to that point where you initially purchased the coin. It's better for you to sell while it's going down. At least take some profits. So, but for this training, we are not going to be using 0.3. We are going to be setting our profit to 0.1. We are going to be setting our profit to 0.1. Okay, so what we have told the robot to do is, in a situation whereby coin is pumping and before it gets to 1.3, let's say at 1.25, the market starts going down. If it goes down up to 0.1, you are telling the robot, sell. Sell. Because when you do because when you do the 1.25, it has pumped to, and then you do 1.25 minus 0.1, you can see the robot will still give you a profit of 1.15%. It is better than losing everything. Okay, it is far better than losing everything. All right, so let's go back to our video. So now we have set our whole position take profit callback. This is the value. Now this margin position, this margin configuration here is a function of the margin call limit. This is where you program how the robot is going to buy the dips for you. Okay, this is where you program how the robot will buy dips for you. All right. So since you've programmed this robot to give you 7-time dip, in case that happens, when you click on margin configuration, it's going to give you a first call up until what? The 7th call. Excuse me. Now what you need to do, you need to set up all these parameters. This is how it comes by default. Okay. So what I want to do, or the strategy I'm using, is I start by telling the robot from the initial point of sale. Let's say BCH, we bought it at when the price was $444. So at that initial price, and remember, the quantity of BCH we bought, $444 was the current price of BCH when we entered the trade, but we bought BCH worth $30. So at this point, when we enter the price, you are telling the robot that if the coin drops by, let's say 2%, I want you to buy me another dip. If it drops by 2.5%, I want you to buy another dip. If it drops by 3%, I want you to buy another dip. That is, if it drops by 2% on this first call, buy me a dip. Then at this current point, if it further drops to 2.5% down again, buy another dip. Then at that dip, at this same point, if it falls to 3% from this point, buy me another dip. Okay? So that when the market starts going up, the robot is going to sell all the dips for you and give you your profit of 1.3 plus 1.3 plus 1.3. Okay? You make more profit when you buy more dips. All right? So now for the purpose of this class, this is how I set my call levels. Okay? Now here I'm going to set here to 2%. I'm going to tell this robot for the next dip, buy me 2.5%. I'm going to tell this robot for the next dip, buy me another 2.5%. I'm going to tell this robot for the next dip, buy me 3%. I'm going to tell this robot for the next dip, buy me another 3%. I'm going to tell this robot for the next dip, buy me another 3%. I'm going to tell this robot for the next dip, buy me another 3.5%. Okay, now 2% buy me what? These 2 times you are seeing here, this is a function of your first trading, as in your first call in trade. You know, we use $30 to enter this trade, isn't it? So these 2 times means if you tell the robot that if the market drops by 2%, these 2 times means if it drops by 2%, buy me that coin 2 times. How much did you tell the robot to be buying? Is it not $30? Now it means you want this robot to purchase a coin of $60 for you if it drops by 2%. Okay, now if you leave it at 4, it means from this point, if it further drops to 2.5%, you are telling the robot to buy you a coin of 4 times 30, which is your initial trading capital. But you can't do this. You can't do this because if you do this, you would notice that the $200 balance you have would not be enough. At a point, the robot will go dry of funds, insufficient funds. So how do you determine what number or value you should place here? This is what you need to do. Remember, we started the trade with $200 and our first buy-in amount was $30, so minus $30. It means the balance on your USDT is now $170. So what you need to check is this $170 divided by the 7 dips you want to buy, right? Divided by 7. So it means for every dip, for you to be able to sustain the robot to purchase dips for you, it means you must ask the robot to make purchases of $24 per dip. Okay? $24 per dip. So every time there is a dip of 2.5%, buy me $24. Except otherwise, if you want the robot to buy you a dip of, say, $30, then in the place of the ratio, you simply impute 1 so that it can buy you $30. Okay? Now, when you do 30 times 7, you notice it's 210. You see, the robot will not be this fund here. The robot cannot stay active because at a point it will run out of trading capital. Okay, so the best thing we need to do under this scenario, okay, is to do our 170 divided by 7, and that gave us 24.2. So we'll be working with 24. So how do you get your 24? when you go back to this place, you ask yourself, how many times must this robot buy in order to give me 24? Now, when you put 1 here, it means you are telling the robot, buy this coin 1 time, which is $30. But when you put, let's say, 0.8 now, you're telling the robot, buy this coin 0.8 times 30, which is our first buy-in amount. So by the time you come here, your calculator, and you do 0.8 times 30, this is 24. It means for every dip, the robot will purchase BCH of $24 again. And when you do $24 times 7, you see it's 178. There is enough capital. The robot will not go dry in capital. It will trade very well for you. So what you need to do is, at this point, I'm going to put 0.8. And at this point, I'm going to put 0.8. And at this point, I'm going to put 0.8. And at this point, I can choose to put 1. Yes. And at this point, I'm going to put 0.8. And at this point, I'm going to put 0.8. 0.8. And at this point, I'm going to put 0.8. So when you do this, you've successfully programmed the robot on how to utilize your capital. The $200 you gave to the robot, you did not just give the robot once to enter a trade once and then start hoping the thing will pump. No. You've structured your $200 in such a way that if there is a dip, your robot will buy. If there is a pump, your robot will sell. And if it happens that it's only pumps you are seeing, then the robot will continuously buy and sell, buy and sell, buy and sell. It will keep scalping your profit. Please ensure you click on the save button each time you configure, okay? Confirm what you have set. You can take screenshots of this so you can keep it as your formula bar. Remember, this is not casted on stone. You have the right to configure and program the robot how you wish, okay? So you can confirm this. Now that we have confirmed that, the next thing you need to do is this buy-in callback, okay? You're going to configure this to what? 0.1. I'm going to tell you the meaning. So buy-in callback, this is how the buy-in callback function works. All right? Now, you have told the robot that when there is a drop in market by 2%, I want you to buy a coin of $24. Now, this value here is what triggers, this buy-in callback value is what triggers this function of purchase. How? Because when you bought a coin at this point, okay, and the coin drops to this point, this robot is not going to buy because this coin is still dropping. But the moment this coin just surges a little bit up by 0.1%, this robot is going to buy. Okay? This robot is going to buy because that's a dip and is already pumping. It's going to buy so that it can quickly sell off and give you your profit. You ask yourself, oh, why did it not buy this dip at this exact point? Why does it have to wait before it buys? Why does it have to wait until it goes up before it buys? Is it not better it buys at this dip point? The reason is because when this coin is going down, the robot does not know if it's still going to crash further or not. So the only way for the robot to know that this coin is not going to keep crashing is when there is that surge, quick surge of 0.1%. So the robot is quickly going to enter the trade. That is the end of the dip. And even if it enters the trade at this 0.1% and it buys and it starts dropping again, remember you have set a value. When it drops and drops and drops and it wants to surge by 0.1, the robot will buy again. That is another dip. So that is how that function operates. Okay? That is how this particular callback function operates. Okay? Sorry guys, I had a call. Sorry guys. So that's the callback function. You leave it at 0.1. However, you can always, change your configuration to suit what you want. Okay. Now, distributed take profits. Okay, this is for sub positions. We are going to explain that later. Just leave it as 1.3, 1.3, 1.3. This is how you want your dips to give profit. Okay, what the robot does is when it buys dip at this point, at your first call, it buys dip at your second call. Assuming it buys your dip up until the 7th call. What you're telling is from this 7th call, the dip, 7th position, sell this position and give me a profit of 1.3. When it pumps up to the next position, 6th position, sell it and give me a profit of 1.3. When it goes up to the position of the 5th position, also sell it and give me a profit of 1.3. Okay, then from the position of 4321, okay, this robot sells all as one position and it's still going to be 1.3 times 4. It will sell all these coin, all these buys, all these positions as one position. So there is a way to activate this. So leave this as 1.3 depending on how much profit you want to be taking. Nothing is casted on stone, remember. So leave that at 1.3. Then sub position take profit callback. This is similar to hold position take profit callback. This is for when your dip is pumping. You leave it at 0.1, please. That's the strategy I use. This is for when your dip is pumping. The robot has been purchasing dips up until the 7th call. Now, this dip is okay, this is the dip. It started pumping. And let's say you want it to give you profit at 1.3%. But on getting to 1.2%, the market starts crashing. Immediately, the robot, if it crashes up to the value of 0.1%, the robot will sell immediately. So that it won't make you lose, instead of losing the whole 1.3, you would end up getting 1.3 minus 0.1, which is a very wise decision for the robot to do for the owner. Instead of losing the whole 1.3, you end up getting 1.3 minus 0.1, which is 1.2. The robot always wants to give you money. It doesn't want you to stay broke. So it sells as fast as it can. And then it enters the trade as fast as it can. So once you've configured all this setup, okay, the way it is, the next thing you need to do is to click on what? Confirm. All right. So that's confirm. The next thing you must do after clicking on confirm is to activate your sub B mode. The function of this sub B mode is to activate this section of distributed take profit allocation for dips. If you do not activate your sub B mode, this is what is going to happen. Under this dip buy, if you do not activate your sub B mode, it means if this robot should purchase a dip up until this point, okay, it's never going to sell the dip until your coin has pumped to 0.1. Then the robot will now do 1.3 times 7 to give you your profit. Okay, but now if you look at it critically, you don't want to wait. The robot cannot keep buying dip for you, and then before you sell and recover your money, you want to wait up until it pumps up this way. No, you don't want to wait for that. So the reason why you are activating your sub B mode is for this reason. If the robot should purchase dip and exceeds position number 4, every other dip position from 5, 6, and 7, simply sub B mode, okay, sub B mode tells the robot that when you buy this dip up until this 7th call and it starts pumping, sell this coin as one coin. Give me my 1.3% immediately. Sell this next dip as one coin. Give me my 1.3% immediately. Sell the 5th dip as one coin and give me my 1.3% immediately. At this point, you have realized all your dips. Now, it is going to sell the rest of this dip as one. It's going to sell the rest of first call to 7th call as one. So you'll be getting 1.3 times 4 to get your profit when it eventually pumps up. Okay, so that is the reason why you have to activate your sub bin mode. Okay, so and the moment you activate your sub bin mode, it changes to what? Whole warehouse mode. Okay, that's to let you know that it's currently on sub bin mode, and you can verify that here. Okay, you can see this place, it's written sub bin mode. Okay, that's how you must configure your account. Make sure your account is always on sub bin mode. Very, very, very important. Okay, after you have done that, the next thing you would want to do is to click on start trade. Okay, you have checked all your parameters. First buying amount is 30, margin call limit is 7. That's talking about the dips. You can see the icon, the dips. Take profit ratio, when it pumps for every 1.3, sell and give me my profit. Earning callback, okay, 0.1. This is when your coin is pumping, but before it gets to 1.3, market wants to start crashing. It sells when it drops to 0.1. All right, more like a stop loss. Okay, this is the stop loss of this robot. Okay, margin call drop. This you are telling the robot the first dip you should buy for me starts from 2%. Okay, buy in callback. This you are telling the robot when you buy a dip and it starts pumping, when you buy a dip, okay, when a coin is dipping, okay, you know the robot can't tell if it's going to stop dipping at that point. So for any reason while you're buying, the market is falling and then it surges by 0.1, the robot will quickly buy that dip because this value signifies the end of a dip for the robot. So it buys, and when it pumps up, it sells immediately. So this cycle continues. Okay, so what you need to do here is to click on what? Start trade. Do you want to start strategy? Confirm. Now I have confirmed my strategy. This robot actively is now trading. So from this point, you might want to go, you can see some parameters has appeared. It says call margin trigger price 440. What this means is if BCH, if Bitcoin Cash should crash up to, if the value of Bitcoin Cash should crash up to 440, then that is what will make the robot buy my first dip. But if the value of BCH pumps and touches 455, this is what will make the robot give me my first profits. It will sell at that point. Okay, the status is currently waiting to trigger. BCH has not dropped to 440, so it's waiting to trigger. Okay, then just at the top of your screen, you're going to see this place where they wrote number of call margin. Each time you check here and let's say you see 0, it means there is no dip. The robot has not bought any dip yet. It's still trading with your $30. If you check here and see 1, it means the robot has purchased 1 dip. If you check and see 2, it means the robot has purchased 2 dips. If you check and see 7, it means the robot has purchased what? 7 dips. All right, so that is that. This is the position amount. The robot entered this trade with 29.99. Okay, this is the current price of BCH, 448. Okay, and that's the average price. All right, then this is position quantity. This is the total number of BCH we just purchased. So this is as little as this robot is going to scalp for you and give you profit. All right, so to confirm if this robot has actually deducted $30 from our initial, let's go back to our Binance. Let's go to our wallet. So remember we had 350 something here before. You can see it's now 296. However, you can see the order that was placed. When you go home, you click on more. Under more, you click on orders. Okay, under orders, you click on order history. Now you're going to notice that BCH was purchased. You can see field. BCH was purchased. Okay, you can click on it to see more. Total of purchased BCH is $29.99, which is exactly what the robot is displaying. 29.99. It didn't even use the $30. It used 29.99. Okay, and the price at which we bought it was 449. All right, so this is how the robot has been trading for me. It has been buying and buying and buying and buying and selling and selling and selling. So that's what will happen when you go to your own order history. All right, guys, this brings us to the end of this class. Please, I would like you to, if you've not bind your account yet, please go ahead and bind it and start trading. Okay, now one more thing, each time you go under this place where they write mine, okay, each time you go under this place where they write mine, you can check for other parameters. You can check for your transaction rewards. Okay, you can check for your team. For those of you that want to also register people and bring them under you, it's a very good source of income as well. You can register people and get some, percentage from registering people. It's also good. Apart from your trading profits, you get incentives when people register with your URL. So to get your URL, simply go to your home, click on invite friends, and then you copy this URL link or just give them the invitation code. It's easier to just give them the URL link. So when they click on it, they register and then download the app and then, do it. So it's a teamwork. Okay? So you are in the right place. Just watch the video over and over again and then you do your trade analysis and then you start a trade. Okay? So see you guys in the next video. Bye.